Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a DC and independent comic haul for y'all. And let's get started right into it. These are all books that I picked up from the Bowling Green Comic and Toy Convention. So if you get a chance, it's a little mini con. Hopefully they have it at least once a year, so let's get into it. Man, very happy to have this first book. This is Tales of the Teen Titans, number 44. Got a fantastic deal on this book. It has a little bit of writing on the cover. It has over the barcode, it says $1. So, and it wrote it upside down no less, but in any case, really not complaining about that. However, I did at the time that I purchased it. Okay, so here's the deal on this. So it's a pretty rough book. In sharp condition, it of course commands quite a bit of money, but in this condition, honestly, there's two kinds of prices. When these vendors have their prices, it's the price that they want, right? And then there's a price that I'm willing to pay. And a lot of times the price that, or the money that they want and the price I'm willing to pay matched up very well. So with this particular dealer, who was the best dealer at the show, hands down, had the best prices anyway, the best books at the best prices. So I went through his collection and I got two stacks. And the stack on the right was a stack that was all priced, and I wasn't even going to haggle on the price. I was totally happy with the price. I thought it was good. I don't haggle just to get something for less than it's worth and like I have some bug about me. Instead, if it's what I'm willing to pay, then I buy it, whatever the price is. But if it's not what I'm willing to pay, then I offer what I'm willing to pay. And if not, I just leave it and I walk away. And someone else, it might be what someone else is willing to pay. So if the vendor wants to hold on to it and wait for that person to show up, they're welcome to. You know, no hard feelings, nothing like that. I'm not real nasty about it anyway. So anyway, this was in the, then I have a stack to the left that are books that I am not willing to pay what they're priced at. So if we can work a deal out on this stack of books, then I'm fine. But if not, I would be willing to leave every book in that stack there and not bring it home. And this book was in that stack because I felt like, although it's a book that I've wanted, its first appearance of Nightwing, where Dick Grayson takes the name of Nightwing, and it also retells the origin story of Deathstroke. So it's a book that I definitely wanted. But if you can see the damage there, the writing on the cover, and generally I don't touch a book if it has writing. So writing on the cover, a lot of creases there. The spine has been under quite a bit of stretch. It is fully attached, but still, it's had a rough life. So I really wasn't willing to spend very much on this book. So this was in my I'm gonna leave it behind pile unless we could work out a deal. We worked out a fantastic deal, and I got this for like less than $5. So I think I paid like $3 for it. So super happy about that. That vendor and dealer was absolutely fantastic. Everything was priced to sell, and they made money. It seemed like they were the most busy booth there, so pretty cool. This is an interesting one, Batman and Robin Adventures number 8. So what happened with this is I saw Harley Quinn on the cover, and anytime you see a Harley cover, that's usually pretty good. But I love the Poison Ivy from the Batman animated series. I thought she was probably my favorite female villain. So I even liked her better than Catwoman in that series. So absolutely loved the cover. I thought it was great. But here's the thing. I got confused. You know, you're at the con, you're digging, you don't want to whip out your phone. What happens when you pull out your phone? Now, I have the CLZ app on my phone, so sometimes I pull it out to look to see whether I have something or not. You know, because I check, the CLZ app is like the database where you can catalog all your books. I have all my books cataloged, generally up to date, and before I go to a con, I always make sure that it is up to date. So I go and I see, do I have this book or not? Because when you get into the thousands of books, obviously, you don't remember all the books you have. So, well, I don't. So I had been collecting Batman Adventures, not Batman and Robin Adventures, which was like the second volume, if you will, to Batman Adventures. So I wasn't collecting these books at all, but I thought it was number 8 of Batman Adventures, but I didn't want to pull out my phone and check whether I had this one or not. I didn't think I did because I didn't remember having the cover. Well, what happens when you pull out your phone, even if you're going to look at the CLZ app or something, Everyone, like the dealer, gives a funny look, and the people around you give you a funny look because they all assume that you're looking up the price of something on eBay. Like that's just I think that's what they assume. They assume, oh, this guy is checking to see whether he can flip this book. And once a dealer suspects that you're there to buy books to flip, they won't work with you on prices. They won't give you a good deal. They like it just like anyone likes it when these books end up in collections that they're going to stay at, and someone's going to really cherish and love these books. And especially at these small cons, a lot of these guys are selling their personal collections. So, it might be doubles or whatever, but it doesn't matter. These are books that they cared about and they bought at one time and paid probably more than they're selling it to you today for. So, at that point, when you pull out your phone and you act like, oh, I'm going to check this and see what the price is, they all really just shut down and your negotiation is done. So unless you're willing to buy it at the price that it is, don't even bother to try and negotiate. So I've learned that lesson in the past. So I very rarely pull out my phone, even to check if I already have the book. I do it later in the bathroom or out in another spot, or I walk away from the table and do it, but I never do it right in front of the dealer. So anyway, I didn't have this book because I wasn't even collecting this run, but it turns out that this book is pretty valuable on account of this DC Universe tag that's down here. So I looked this up, and this is like a $70 book in some places. You got to spend $70 to get it. And the one that has the regular logo, that's not the DC Universe logo, it's like, I don't know, a $10 book. So, and I paid $2 for this book. So yeah, I was super happy. Here's another one, the Batman 457. I think it's the first appearance of Tim Drake as Robin. So that's pretty cool. And it's just a cool kind of scary cover with the scarecrow and spiders all over. So it's pretty cool. And Batman's trying to get over fear toxin. He has to be saved. So that's pretty cool. Now there is a version of this book that has a little banner. I think it says The New Robin or A New Robin Appears or something like that. And that book is super, super highly collectible. There was a super low print run of that book, and there's only like 10 or so known in existence to be in collections. So if you see this book and it has a little black banner that says A New Robin or something like that, buy that book. Don't even care. I mean, that book sells for big money. Like, don't even care what they're offering. If you can get that book for even $100, buy it just immediately. If you see that book, because it's super highly collectible. There's very few of them. I think Alfred 83 Comics just picked one up for like $1 or something. Ugh. I mean, that would pay for my hunting for like 2 months, so that'd be awesome. Here's Robin working on my 0 runs. Here's Robin number 0, beginning of tomorrow. Aliens versus Predator, getting into some Dark Horse. Number 4. And that completes my Aliens vs. Predator run. So I had 1, 2, and 3, and now here's 4. So these are pretty cool. This is a Mike Grell written and illustrated James Bond graphic novel. And it's in 3 volumes. And the first one is called Permission to Die. I'm a big James Bond fan, so I was glad to have this. Ian Fleming's 007 James Bond, Permission to Die, written and illustrated by Mike Grell. And it's really cool, and the whole interior of it is fantastic. And then here's number 2. He had both of them at the same booth. Picked those up. And then there's a number 3, which he didn't have, so that's okay. I'll hunt that down. These aren't particularly expensive books, but if you can see, these books are unread and absolutely pristine. They're super sharp corners, so I like getting books in that kind of condition, especially when they have painted covers. Here's a couple of weird ones. Here's Seduction of the Innocent, number 1 of 3. Actually, there was about 6 comics, I think, in this line by Eclipse. So anytime I see something with Seduction of the Innocent, of course, Dr. Frederick Wortham, Comics Code, it's just a piece of history. So when I see that Seduction of the Innocent, I go ahead and pick it up just because it reminds me of that. That's a pretty cool cover, too. Here's a Twilight Zone number 1 that was put out by Now Comics. What's cool about this one is that it's a total Neal Adams book. So the cover is a Neal Adams cover, and and the whole story is drawn by Neal Adams, and it looks really, really good. It's just a really good book. And this is a newsstand edition, but then also be aware that there is a reprint of this that looks almost exactly the same, only it doesn't have anything here. It doesn't have the barcode. I think it has maybe even a little something that says that it's a reprint. Other than that, the cover, even if it's a Spectacular Premiere issue, all of it looks the same. So just watch out for that. And if you don't care about that and you like reprints, then pick it up anyway, because it's a pretty cool book. Last, rounding it out, was this Vampirella #1. I think it's volume 5 or something like that, by Dynamite. And it's signed by Linsner. So I thought that was pretty cool. Joe Linsner. I think he says a JML for Joe Michael Linsner. But anyway, 2018 sign. It's just got signed this year. I think the book is from 2016, so pretty cool. Happy to have that. Been picking up a couple of Vampirellas here and there and just kind of working them into the collection here and there. So thought that was neat. I didn't have a book signed by him, so now I do. That's all for my DC and Indie haul. Hope you all enjoyed that. And we'll leave you with this one right here. And we'll remind you all to collect what you want to collect and enjoy it. But it helps if you read it. Because interior art is awesome, and some of these stories are pretty good too. So anyway, enjoy that, and when you get a chance, read a comic. Thanks. Bye.